Hey, you all. I am glad to, I'm so excited to be able to host this next uh, panel or session we're having. When is the last time somebody said to you, "Hey, sis, are you good?" I think it's so important. Those are two fundamental words that we all need. We all need someone to check on us, to make sure we're doing well, and to help us get through those muddy waters of whatever we're going through. So today I am bringing on two amazing women. And let me go ahead and give you the introduction. I want to say first, welcome again. I'm beyond excited and honored to introduce to you our beautiful guest speakers. These women are not only breast cancer warriors and survivors, but they're also movers and shakers. Each of the incredible women has survived what seems like an insurmountable experiences, from having to fight for their lives. They've learned not to live with cancer, but to thrive with it or without it. The very thing that came to break them down became the foundation in which they created a better life, not just for themselves, but millions of women around the world. As advocates, health and wellness warriors, and survivors, these women all have different journeys and achievements. But one thing in common, they turned their struggles into strength, and strength they could use to incite change, educate, and inspire others, and empower countless women before, during, and after cancer. Today, you'll hear their stories, their trials, and their triumphs, and how they've created a magnificent life, not despite cancer, but because of it. Let me introduce the two ladies we have on here today. We have Sheila. Hey, Sheila.
Hi.
Hey, girl. Hey, how are you all, ladies? How are you ladies doing today?
Fantastic.
I
How
am
are
so glad
you?
to have you here. You guys are some amazing women. I followed for some time. Finally got to meet both of you in person last year at the breast cancer conference in San Antonio. So I'm excited. I want to jump off. I want to say, Sheila, you're a 25-year Air Force veteran, mother, wife, uh, a 25-year veteran for the United States Air Force, and you're also a metastatic breast cancer survivor activist. So I want to ask you a question. During your darkest times with cancer, what has been something that has helped you hold on?
Can you say that again? Because you're breaking up.
There's an echo.
Yes, an echo.
You hear that echo? Are you either one of you on your cell phone? No? No. We have Harry on twice. So let's see if we can move Sheila out of it. Can we move her out of this one? We have it twice. So let's see if that helps. Okay. I think it was better. We had you on here twice, Sheila.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Sorry. There can only be one Sheila in this world. Only one.
Right. So during your darkest times with cancer, what has been something that has helped you hold on and not give up?
Oh my God, and just helping other people. When I was diagnosed 10 years ago with metastatic breast cancer, I thought, the first question I asked my doctor was, am I going to die? Because the average for metastatic breast cancer patients diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer is 3 to 5 years. But 10 years later, I'm still here. And the first day that I found out, I went to my friend's church, and her pastor laid hands on me, and she said, and he said, "You're going to be healed. But everyone you come in contact with, you need to share your testimony." So I took that and I promised God. I said, "God, you do whatever you need to do in my life, and I promise you I will share my testimony." So that's what I hold on to. And the fabulous women like yourself and Mayman that I met along the way, it's just been an amazing journey.
Amazing. I know faith is everything. And I know it's carried me through a lot of things, my darkest hour. So I think it's important to have faith and have a belief in something to carry you on. So I'm so grateful as well that you're here and that our spirits have passed along to each other, and we're here now as good friends. So it's amazing. That's why I say I call this "Sis, Are You Good?" because you need those friends to check on you and just to make sure you're all right. Now, Mamo, now she's my spirit animal because I see her on TikTok, and I just enjoy her. And she's just a bright light. I just have so much fun when I come across your videos, and I see how you keep so many other people around you inspired. Now, I know back in February 2006, you were diagnosed with breast cancer, and after going through your second treatment, you ended up you're the proud founder of the Tiger Lily Foundation, and you are a 14-year, I don't say survivor, you are a 14-year glamorous conqueror of breast cancer. At Tiger Lily, your mission is to educate, inspire women, and support them through their journey from breast health education, wellness, and transformation programs. And you have created a community which I thrive on. My question for you is, what do you wish you knew about your diagnosis at the beginning that you learned later on?
What did I not know?
Yes. What do you wish you knew at the time of your diagnosis at the beginning that you learned later on that you could share?
Oh my God, so many things. I wish I knew how powerful I was. I feel like cancer happens to you and it's like getting hit by a train or hitting a wall going in like 1,000 miles an hour, and you just like, and then part of you just breaks apart and dies. The person you were before, but then a new part of you awakens. And the part of me that awakened was like this badass, like just free spirited. My soul broke open. I just was like, God, how can I serve? How can I empower others? How can I show people your love? And, I realized I lived my whole life before that in a way that was okay, but I had not lived with the focus on serving others that I began to feel rising up in me. And I promised God that as long as I survived, I give my life to him in service to amplify and serve and empower other women. And the things that he's brought forth through me has been really miraculous. So just watching all these, telling whoever's watching right now, you are more powerful than you can ever imagine. Because we imagine on this level, and God's vision for us is like this, I also, so just know that, I also wish I knew much more about breast cancer. Sheila and I are on many panels. We're on one yesterday, and the media and other companies done a great job of marketing to Black people products, makeup, hair, skincare, cars, other things. But the healthcare community and the media has not marketed health information to women of color early. And so, not knowing what's coming at you and you're just blindly like living your life is a problem for me. I wish I knew what I knew now about the importance of educating young girls early, the importance of, educating women like Sheila, before she even became metastatic. How could I reach young girls who could become metastatic, who have no idea what that word means, who have no idea that your health history, your family history matters, who have no idea that you should be your best advocate and spend more time on your health, like on juicing and lifestyle and wellness and just taking care of your body more than you spend on your social media. And so, I think that when you know better, you do better. And so I love having friends like Sheila, who I will say, she's the epitome of, are you good, sis? She is constantly checking up on me, even through her journey, sending me gifts, cards, texting, asking me how I'm doing, because we go so hard. And she's like, you good, sis? You good? So wish I knew all of that, but I also am thankful I have friends like Sheila in my life right now. Yeah.
That's important. And I'm going to ask you, since you just said it, how important do you think those words are? Are you good, sis? How has it been fundamental for you in in thriving?
Me or Sheila?
But
Me? I'll let her, I talk for a long time, so I'll let her go. I'll go after she's done.
Yeah, I think it's important because I always say, who checks up on the advocate? Who checks up on to make sure that the advocate is okay, that we're going strong? Like Mayma, I talked to her yesterday, and out of the blue, she texted me and she was like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And she was like, I had to take a nap because I was just so tired. And it's nice when somebody just thinks of you out the blue and like, or see you on Facebook and just like, you look tired. You need to just chill for a little bit, or just from your voice or from a text message. So it's, up to us to check on each other to make sure we're okay. If I don't hear from you on Facebook within 2 or 3 weeks, I'm calling you like, what's wrong? What's going on? And it's just important that we continue to just lean on each other, because, bottom line is this is all we have. We have each other, and that's so, so important.
I agree. I really, I think that's so important. Like one time Sheila messaged me and said, I'm sending you, she says, what's your address? And she sent me something in the mail, and she had no idea that I was going through one of the most difficult times of my life. My dad had 3 heart attacks that year. My daughter was dealing with chronic illness for almost the 4th year, I think, by that time. And I was really depressed while working and building Tiger Lily and lifting other people up and working full time. And she had no idea how exhausted and overwhelmed and depressed and sad and anxious I was. And she just sent me, she got me this, where is it? It was a little a pink book and Bible verse. And I just started crying because I was like, God, why is all this burden on me and this pain? And I'm trying to help people. And it's like the devil keeps throwing stuff at me. And then Sheila's gift came, and it was like, I just started crying because it was like, she was saying to me, are you good? I'm checking up on you. And here's a gift to remind you that God is with you. And, so people could be in a valley and all you see on social media is a smiling face. And having that friend reach out and say, you okay? And, not just say it, but then show up for you. And I'll tell you that my metastatic breast cancer friends, they're the ones that check up on me the most, I think, because they know what it's like. And I'll text Sheila. I'll say, how are you doing? Just out of the blue. Or my other friend, Nani, she's metastatic. She has brain mets now in progression. And she'll say, you're so sweet. And I'm like, I'm not sweet. This is what we're supposed to do for each other, And also I find that it's important because the work we do is really shocking, but there's a lot of like drama and infighting and stuff and people doing things. And like this morning, someone attacked me on Facebook, and I just was like, wow, I give my whole life to other people to serve Black women, and a Black woman's attacking me over something crazy that doesn't make any sense. And so having friends check up on you mentally to see how you're doing in your head, spiritually to feed your soul, and then remind you that you're doing a good job. Because even though you're doing this work, you don't always, for me, I always want to push myself harder and do more. And having someone say, I'm going to pat you on the back, you're doing a fantastic job, take a break, and we'll be here when you get back. It's just so nurturing to your soul. And so I think it's really important. I put hearts on my friends' pages sometimes, just a hearts, like saying I care, I miss you. Or I'll just get them a card or a little book or just something, or send flowers. We sent like 5 of my friends who were patients flowers the other day, and people are a gift box. I made these little like bliss boxes. They're like boxes that they have little, like a unicorn deck, can't really see, and Palo Santo and sage and candles, and it has a bracelet and essential oils. But I send these to people all the time because people just need to get things that remind them to be happy and to be like, even though life is hard and cancer sucks and is scary, like to have, pockets of joy. So, all those things are things I find very important. And I really love that you're doing this. Your good sis GlamCon is beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I just want to say too, it'll be real quick. I was in Hobby Lobby with my daughter, and because I'm always thinking in the cancer space, I said, "Oh my God, I got to make the patient a blanket." And she looked at me and she said, "Mom, chill." She said, "Just chill." She said, "Every time you go somewhere, you don't have to think about breast cancer." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right." So I just turned around and walked out. She said, "Think about yourself today." And that was the mother hen coming out. She said, "Just think about yourself today." And I was like, "Okay." I just went right outside the door. So self-care is very important too. I take a lot of social media breaks because, like Emma was saying, sometimes it's just like, man, like I just need a break. My mental needs a break.
It's called unplugged.
I don't know about Sheila, but I really, we're so diehard advocates that sometimes, to your daughter's point, we just live in this whole breast cancer world and it's consuming. And so I'm working on taking breaks for myself, just like saying no to things and taking time to not do anything that's cancer related, just because someone asked me when I interview one time, like, what do you do for fun? And I'm like, oh, I do have my advocacy friends. We talk and we work on programs together and go to conferences, and I work to support women who are underserved. And they're like, what do you do for fun? And I said, I just told you. And then they kept asking me, and I realized that all I have for myself is my exercise and my prayer time, and I don't really have any hobbies. So it's hard because we love our work and it's so meaningful. When I can work to affect change in systemic issues around racism or injustice around Black women, or help, companies create new treatments to get people like who are meds to live longer lives. Like, I know it's working towards a great cause. That's why we go hard, because whenever you advance faster and innovate faster, you create change that can help to impact someone's life. At the same time, we have to stop to enjoy life. And I think about death all the time. So I really take inspiration from Sheila a lot. When she's really good about just disconnecting. My friend Nani, who I mentioned as well, takes a break and just dances and does TikToks too. And then Shantae, she like has her chicken farm. And so we all learn to keep the other person accountable, to just be like, hey sis, chill with that. Chill, go have fun.
So you kind of answered my next question. What I was going to ask, are there any health and wellness products or things you enjoy that have been helpful for you in your journey? Either one can answer.
Well, I'm starting acupuncture for some of the side effects, and just I just found out that the Veterans Administration does it for free. After all these years, I didn't know. But yeah, I'm about to start, and I see a therapist. I needed somebody to talk to that was not like an objective person that doesn't know my history, and I find that she gives me homework. I'm like, oh my God. But I just seek out the things that first of all make me a better person, a better friend, a better advocate, a better mother. And I just, enjoy it and roll with it, And if I make a mistake, then I make a mistake. I just say I learn from it and move on. Because cancer is a beast.
I love that.
Yeah, and I've been living with it for 10 years, and it just it seemed like when I hit my 10-year point, I was just like, oh my God, I'm so drained.
Yeah, but you're still here.
Yes, God is good. He's able.
My next question is, what I know self-advocating is really important. I know, again, as me being a stroke survivor, talking to your doctor, asking the right questions. What have you found the most important question to ask your doctors when you diagnosed and actually going through the journey?
Go ahead, ma'am.
I find the most important question is asking yourself how you feel. A lot of us found the lumps ourselves during breast self-exams, or we didn't feel well. And so a lot of women, especially when younger, like the average screening age up until a couple of years ago was like 45, 50 years old, or minimum 40. And many women like myself and Sheila, I believe, found our tumors just before 40. I found mine at 31 years old. So the most important question to ask yourself is, how am I caring for my temple, the temple that houses my spirit and my soul? And which means knowing your body, taking care of it. How are you investing in your own health? What are you doing with your body? Like, what are you putting on it? What are you putting in it? How do you, like I have this routine where I just like take baths sometimes, and I just love myself. I use oils and I just enjoy. And then, taking care of my temple. And then going to the doctor, you have to you have to advocate for yourself. Most doctors have a standard of care and standard questions they ask you. You have to go in there armed with information on what to ask for. Because you forget to ask women, especially women who are younger or Black women, mention like genetic testing or clinical trials or, new treatments that just came out. And, the more we take care of our sisters and connect, the more powerful we are together. For example, like on the call Sheila and I were on last night, we talked about sometimes women getting diagnosed with breast cancer coming to their friends for advice on what to do. Or, they go to the doctor first and come and be like, hey sis, what should I do? I heard this, is it true? So the question I think first and foremost is, how are you living and taking care of yourself? And then how are you asking the right questions within your healthcare provider structure or system? And then how are you paying it forward? Because Sheila, is one example of, living with meds for over 10 years plus, and she's one of the most giving, selfless people I know. And the average person's always, I'm tired or I'm busy or whatever. And here's somebody who's living with a disease that that could be terminal. And she's asking people all the time how to help other patients, how to help scientists, how to help educate physicians. And then thinking about her sisters to send gifts and cards and things like that. So I think it's like not living for yourself all the time, in a sense, like giving back, but also taking care of yourself first, like putting your mask on first, then asking how to help other people.
Absolutely. You want to piggyback on that, Sheila?
Oh, sure. I always said, when I was diagnosed, that this cancer is not about Sheila. It's about who I can help. And I pour into people, especially in African American community, because, we're dying at a 42% faster rate. And, I would say be your own advocate. If something doesn't feel right, you go to the next doctor. If something don't feel right, you keep going until you get the answer you want. Don't let them dismiss your symptoms. As Mayman was saying, Noonie, they dismissed her symptoms for a long time, and then it ended up, stage 4. So if you feel something wrong with your body, there's something wrong. My mom always said, God gives women a sixth sense. And when that sixth sense is, that means something's not right. So just take care of your body. Make sure you have that patient doctor relationship. And just do all those things to make sure you understand. I didn't understand breast cancer. I didn't know that. I didn't see any other Black women with breast cancer. Because you look at the commercials, and that's what we were talking about last night with Mayma and this company we were talking to last night. Make sure you're marketing, or make sure you addressing Black women as well. But you see on the commercials, all you seen was white women. So it's like, we want something to connect to. So that's what I always do when I'm talking to these big breast cancer organizations. Like, okay, you got to show us too, and show us how we're living with breast cancer. So it's just very important that you take care of your body and you listen to your doctors, and make sure you're going to the doctor. Make sure you're getting your mammograms, because I hear a lot of women, I'm 50 years old and I still haven't got a mammogram. Well, why? You see me sitting here with stage 4 breast cancer. My mom died of breast cancer. So, you need to take care of your body. So it's just important that we get out there and just continue to show our faces and have beautiful things like you're having, just to let people know that we care and we love you and you are not alone. We're up on Capitol Hill. I remember I walked 14 hours just trying to get bills passed just for, breast cancer. So you are not alone. That's what I just want you to know.
And those are some powerful words right there. You're not alone. And even advocating for yourself, like you said, that your grandmother, my grandmother used to always say, if it doesn't feel right, it's not right. And I know it took many times for me going to the doctor with my own health issues, knowing that something was going on with my body and being dismissed, and ultimately ended up having a stroke, even though I knew that something was going on. So it is so important to advocate for yourself, so important to have friends. So I'm gonna give both of y'all my phone number so y'all can call me and check on me. But I'm so grateful to have you ladies here. Before we close, I know, Mamo, you're having a retreat coming up here, so we can tell our audience about that, so they can check in and they can continue the restoration for the rest of the month. Can you tell us a little bit more about that before we go?
Oh, you're on mute.
My dogs were barking. They were like, "Amen, sister." So I had to calm them down. But they were like, "Yes, sis." But we're having a spirit retreat, and it's all about spirituality and about, because when you're in the cancer space, even if you're not, we always were thinking about other people, how's job, and with COVID, there's so much stress, the political environment. It's all about you and your mind, your body. We're going to have a yoga, meditation, intention setting. We're giving the first couple guests a mat and a t-shirt and other free gifts. But it's like a 2-hour session all about taking care of you, honoring your heart, your soul, your body, and resetting yourself and imagining and intention setting for the future, and not letting your environment control your mind and your actions and, just your energy, your vibe, right? Because we're watching the news, there's all this stuff coming at us on social media. This is a time just to kind of just tune in, center, and, just zen. So that's happening. We're also having, we also have a couple of things I want to share, 2 more things. One is our Hope Box, and it's a box that we get via patients where they get blankets, scarves, hats, lotion, soaps, phone chargers, just things they need when they're in treatment. And it's a whole box of love and hope, and for our angels in treatment. And last but not least, we're having our Pull Up and Park event in DC at RFK Stadium on Wednesday. We really want to serve people facing COVID and dealing with cancer, or just not knowing what to look for. And a lot of Black people and people of all colors are missing their screenings. They're missing their health screenings. So we're going to have Mama Van on site to get people signed up to get screenings. Those who are uninsured will help cover their insurance to get screened. We'll be showing a movie by Megamind Media on breast cancer. So 3 movies, one's on mental health and 2 are breast cancer focused. And we're giving all the guests who come in, the first, I think 200 people are going to get a bag full of like masks, hand sanitizers, and gloves, because Black people are getting more affected by COVID, because some people don't have access they can't afford to buy masks and gloves and all those things. So it'll be educational, it'll be supportive, it'll be empowering, and we'll get people screened to have better outcomes, with their breast health.
Wow, I need to get on a flight to DC so I can participate in that.
Yes, sis.
Thank you. Well, you can actually follow Mamo Carmel by her first name, or at Tiger Lily Foundation on Instagram, and Sheila McLuhan as well. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Nicholas. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Sheila. Love you.
I love you too.